Get excited because we're about to challenge what you think you already know.
All right, so this is a photo of us with our 5 kids in front of our rolling home. That's what our youngest calls the RV we live in. Yep, that's right. We all live in this luxurious vehicle. This is also the reason we are able to be here today talking to you. A year ago, we traded in our home and sold our stuff to travel with our 5 kids and explore the world. So there's this Chinese proverb that I'd like to talk about. It says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Maybe the best time to have started exercising more and eating better was a decade ago. It doesn't matter. We're going to show you that starting today, you can plant the tree of wellness and strength and fun and start reaping the rewards now.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite pictures of my wife that I took a few weeks ago when we vacationed on the North Shore of Oahu. When you look at the slide, you probably imagine the sun, the sand, the water, fresh air, feeling relaxed. What we really want you to start imagining is the pieces of your life coming together, like it did for us. You can have it all. Just start thinking outside the box. Tell yourself how you can and not how you can't, and get to the root of what makes you tick.
How many of you would like to go on a vacation to Hawaii? A lot of you, right? So what's stopping you? A job, kids, probably money, right? Well, we just got back from a trip that cost us less than $1,000, all because we did it differently. Even though we used some miles, rented a cheaper car, ate out less, what allowed us to take this trip now, and not a year from now, was that we brought our tent. Now, tent camping on the North Shore might not be your thing, but there are lots of places in our lives where we can apply the same rules of changing our mindset to get better results. I hear people tell me all the time that they can't get in shape because it takes too much work or it costs too much money. But we're here today to show you lots of reasons why it's worth putting in the work today and spending the money now so that you can live an awesome life.
Some days you feel like the teacher of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I love this guy. Are you tired of grinding it out? Do you feel stuck in a rut? Do you reminisce about the past and what you used to be able to do? Did you just settle for okay? Do you feel frustrated that you aren't getting the results you want? Do you remember the adrenaline rush you used to get when you were a kid and you ran around and played sports?
And when was the last time you played? I don't mean walk into the gym and work out, lace up your tennis shoes and go for a jog, or take the dog for a walk around the block. I mean something that's so fun or requires so much focus that the only thing that exists at that moment is the activity you're engaged in. And if you're going to the gym, jogging, or walking, good job. It takes a tremendous effort to find the time and motivation to exercise. The idea of strength and playing may be so far out of reach that it's hard to even imagine. For most people, the stress of career and family are so much that you don't have enough time or energy to even contemplate if there's more to life. We feel you. But it doesn't have to be that way. We know about struggle, sacrifice, persistence. With 5 kids of our own, growing a business, and wanting to kick butt physically, we have experienced firsthand how hard it is to juggle it all. But we're going to help you. We want you to feel strong again, to be able to play and do the things that make life special and enjoyable.
Maybe you've been exercising for a long time and not seeing the results you want, or not getting the same enjoyment out of it. I work with a lot of clients who tell me they train hard, but aren't losing body fat or getting stronger. Let's take a look at 5 key factors that may be stopping you from making progress. The first one we're going to go over is that you're draining the system. To elaborate, you have to understand what your adrenals do for your health and wellness. The adrenals are 2 small glands on top of your kidneys that are responsible for releasing stress hormones. If they aren't functioning correctly, you'll start to see weight gain, food allergies, sleep issues, injuries, and general lethargy. I meet men every day and women every day that work out but don't feel good. The problem is they end up just draining the system by overtraining. Men and women have to take a closer look at their stress levels to find a balance to make the system work for them. Your workouts must hit a switch to make sure that you're creating muscle and losing fat. There is a misconception as well that you can't lose weight without doing cardio, but oftentimes people add more cardio and just end up taxing their adrenals more than they can handle. Cardio is not needed for weight loss. Health is needed for weight loss. Let me say that again. Health is need for weight loss. A A lot of people hit a plateau in their weight loss and strength gains and just start adding multiple workouts in a day, only to end up constantly tired, achy, eventually constantly sick. If you're catching every cold that goes around the office or through your house, there's a good chance your adrenals are compromised. Remember, it's not a simple equation of calories in versus calories out. When I was in my 30s and our business was seeing some real growth, I started to work with clients from 6 a.m. and finished at 7 p.m. And I was working Saturdays as well. I would take a 2-hour lunch break and work out myself. Gradually, the workload was too much for my adrenals, and I started to notice decreases in strength, injuries, and gradual weight gain. So what did I do? I worked out more, of course, adding more sets, volume, intensity, working out 2 hours a day on about 6 days a week, on 6 hours of sleep, and also I had babies at home, so I had disturbed sleep patterns. Not to mention, I was on a low-carb, high-protein, no-fun diet. So, let's summarize. I didn't feel good. I was hurt. I was grumpy, and I was gaining body fat. The only time I felt good was when I was working out. You can imagine where this is going. Now, this is extreme. I completely fried my adrenal glands, and it took work to repair them. And I've done it now, but I'm stronger and leaner than I've ever been. And through this experience, I learned more about how to help clients achieve optimal health. So if you want to look like you did in your prime, you have to ask yourself these questions. Do you wake in the morning feeling rested or unrested? Do you crave salty or sweet foods? Do you have nagging injuries? Do you have food allergies? Do you have a general lack of zest for life? Now, these are some pretty simple questions, but if you answered yes to 2 or more of these, the point is that you have some issues with your adrenals that need to be addressed. And as always, the point here is to respect your body, and like the great Lee Haney used to say, stimulate, don't annihilate.
All right, well, the second reason you're not getting better is because you're just not using your time wisely. You can do all the right exercises and execute your workouts perfectly, but if you aren't putting the right foods into your body, you're not going to get the results you want. You know, people tell me all the time, I don't have time to prepare meals ahead of time. Unfortunately, there is no way around this. Real food takes time to shop for, to prepare, and to enjoy in a way that your body can assimilate. Where your food comes from and how it was raised or grown matters more than you probably realize. It takes effort to find good sourced food, and even then, it takes more effort to prepare it and cook it. Then top it off, if you're constantly eating on the run, your body isn't going to digest properly, which means you will not get the nutrients and enzymes that you need to get stronger and burn more fat. I know it's much easier to just go through the drive-thru or order takeout, but trust me, you're worth the effort. Looking good is worth the effort. Feeling good is worth the effort. Being your best is worth the effort. I encourage you to ask yourself what's important to you and then make changes to start prioritizing yourself. The effort doesn't have to be overwhelming. With a little organization and direction, you can find the right combination of real food that will support your unique combination of activity, stress level, personality, and genetics that will get your body working at maximum efficiency. It's important to understand that there is no perfect one-size-fits-all diet out there, but there are some general rules to follow. Now, personally, if I'm doing more weight training, I'm going to need to eat more often and I have higher protein demands. When I'm doing more yoga, my body can tolerate more carbs. My cortisol levels start dropping. Now, when I'm rock climbing or surfing, I'm releasing so much adrenaline and cortisol that I don't need any food until a few hours after I'm done and my cortisol levels have dropped down. So there's many factors at play. However, in none of those equations does fake or processed food fit in. A good eating plan always revolves around good quality macronutrients. Eating more fibrous greens like kale and spinach, getting healthy fat into your diet such as avocados, salmon, walnuts, grass-fed beef, butter, olive oil, and loading up on good source protein. And this is key. How that chicken or pig or cow was raised and what they were eating matters. It matters a lot, so do your research.
The third is that you're doing the wrong exercise. Let's face it, time is valuable, and most people don't want to spend hours in the gym. If you do have the time, that's great. Enjoy it. Just because a gym is full of isolation equipment doesn't mean you should be using it. And if you have injuries, your program should address those issues as well. The best movements are also the hardest to learn. I'm still learning every workout, and I've been lifting weights for 20 years. But it's worth the effort to learn how to execute these movements with intensity and technique to have the greatest impact on your physique. Depending on your experience with weights, this list can vary. However, the game changers are, pay attention, squats, deadlifts, lunges, bench presses, overhead presses, dips, pull-ups, kettlebell movements, and Olympic lifts. Now, depending on your personal limitations and abilities, this list varies. But within these movements, there's a ton of variation to mix it up. One of the biggest things I see with guys that start off in my program is that they haven't trained their legs, but they like to do activities that use their legs, like running, biking, or hiking. They often say they don't train their legs because they have back, hip, or knee pain. Rarely is doing nothing the best choice. Again, rarely is doing nothing the best choice. The irony here is as men improve their strength in their lower body, most of those aches and pains go away. Another important point is the ability to grow muscle is based in large part to getting a good spike in your growth hormone, which is created better in full body workouts. Ripped abs seem to be on the cover of every fitness magazine every single month. New clients will always come in and say they're doing hundreds of crunches a day and not seeing any abs. Conversely, most of my most advanced clients do very little in what is considered ab work. Functional abdominal strength is what you should be your first priority because it will keep you moving. But if seeing abs is also a priority, then you should probably have 6 servings of stop eating so much crap. You need to have very little fat on your abdomen to see definition. So it takes good nutrition, learning to execute the lifts above, and training the abdominal wall as it works in life are key. Some simple favorites are the Pallof press and side planks. So, in quick summary, learn to do the big movements. Do total body workouts, work on building strength, and stop doing so many crunches.
All right, the fourth reason why you're not getting better is that what you are doing isn't fun or stimulating. Working out is great, but it often feels like a task. We want to find the types of movements that feel more like play so that we are, 1, more motivated to go do it, and 2, so our body creates a positive hormone response. So what activities do that? Well, that's kind of up to you. Have you ever gone on vacation and done something new, say hike, paddleboard, maybe surf, rock climb, kayaking? While you're doing those things, you have so much fun, you have to ask yourself, God, why don't I do this more at home? Well, the answer is easy, because it takes too much effort. Between work, kids, activities, the little free time you probably do have requires a huge effort to spend it doing the things that you enjoy doing the most. In addition, your environment dictates how you spend your free time more than you may realize. I know when our kids were in competitive soccer, we'd have every intention on going surfing or boogie boarding on the weekend. But by the time we'd finish our games, feed everyone, dig out the equipment, pack half the house, it was just too exhausting. It's not that we were lazy, it was just too much effort. And as parents, we have lots of these moments. So what's the answer? Give up? Not try? Of course not. Instead, we have to break it into small, manageable tasks and match your environment to your intention. Play is an important part of developing the body you want. You have to find activities in which you lose yourself. There are some very important biological and mental responses that happen when we're playing. Working out is an important part of the equation, but it's still a stress on the body. If you find an activity fun or playful, the body will see it less as stress and more of a restorative element to your mind and body. There is a lot of research now in the field of positive psychology on the importance of flow, finding that magical place where challenge and ability meet, where you are so engrossed in an activity that nothing else exists, where you literally lose yourself in that moment. We need more moments like this. The happier you'll be and the better your hormones will function when you can add more of this to your life. And that leads us to the last point.
Yes, the last and most important reason you are not getting better is because your hormones aren't working for you anymore. By now, hopefully, you're seeing how all this is connected. So, guys, let me address you first. Everything in modern society conspires against making us feel like men anymore. From the high stress pace of living to our sedentary jobs to bad food, we have lost the things that make us feel like men. Now, you don't have to go build a log cabin or hunt a mammoth to get it back, but we do need to stimulate the same physiological and psychological mechanisms in order to get the right hormone response that defines us as men. Strength is essential for living a full life. It gives us the opportunity to do our hobbies better and longer. Most importantly, it taps into what makes us men, testosterone. Yes, that magic hormone. How many men do you know over 30 that are on hormone replacement? Why are we asking ourselves why? Now, I have nothing against hormone therapy, but Western medicine tends to treat symptoms and not the root cause. It's not because we aren't producing enough anymore. It's that our environment has made it such that we can't tap into it. The key is to use what we have and to maximize our very own production. Most men and women are getting too much estrogen in their diets. The vast majority of foods, cosmetics, hygiene products are estrogen laced these days. We don't need any more estrogen in our bodies. Finding good source food is a key factor in making you better. Then there's a dreaded cortisol. At what time, cortisol was our friend, keeping us from being eaten by that saber-toothed tiger chasing us. Now, it's kind of our enemy. Because of our fast-paced life, high-pressure lives cause us to be releasing cortisol all day long. In small, quick quantities, cortisol helps us to stay fast on our feet and lean. But in large, long, steady state doses, eventually it tells your body, store fat, store fat. How can you digest your food if your body thinks you're constantly running from a tiger? Or how are you going to recover if you aren't digesting your food? The worst part is cortisol messes up your sex hormones, lowering your sex drive, and eventually wreaks havoc on your cholesterol levels and blood pressure, and these things just keep stacking up. I worked with one client who couldn't seem to lose weight. Aside from being reluctant to change his eating habits, which included coffee most of the day and one large, no-holds-barred meal at the end of the day, complete with dessert. He had a high-stress job that was really impacting his health, only slept 4 to 5 hours a night, and didn't move aside from the 2 appointments he met with me. Does this sound familiar? In the end, I have to have this talk with quite a few men. Your job/lifestyle is wrecking your ability to drop body fat or improve your physique, is what I end up telling them. Most are reluctant to believe this statement, thinking the two are separate aspects of their life, but they're not. We all have tough decisions to make in our life. And in the end, I have to make those same choices. But if your hormones aren't what they're supposed to be, you're not going to feel good and you're not going to look good.
So it's just a quick review. You want to make sure you're doing the correct exercises, those full body movements. You're getting a proper load to get a little spike in growth hormone. You want to make sure you have the right amount of volume, but not an excessive amount of volume. You want to make sure you're training, not draining, so you're not putting an additional stress on your adrenal glands. Keeping that stress management, whether it's through meditation, yoga, whether it's just less workload, more playing, finding activities that help recreate you. Okay? That way we get that correct hormone profile so that your hormones are working in your favor to build strength, build muscle, drop body fat. Okay? You want to, like everything, eat the right foods, whole food diets, and take proper supplements. Okay? That's how you're going to eventually get that desired physique you're looking for.
So hopefully these 5 ideas can help you get better. But if you're looking for just a little bit more help, we've developed an online personal training program that can get you results faster. Robin oversees the women in her Playful Life program, and I oversee the men in It Takes Strength program. Because let's face it, men and women are different. Our programs couple strength training, rehabilitative exercise, mobility work, and what we call primal workouts to enhance strength and recovery. When combined, you have a program which not only makes you feel good, but also helps you look good, because we created a system that works in harmony and synergistically. In the workout phase, we teach you to reignite weak muscles and relearn movement patterns. These exercises will rehab injuries while also doing prehab to prevent injuries. You can't reshape a muscle that isn't working. That's why I designed a program that will help reinforce muscle tissue with progression of exercises that will help keep you functioning correctly. Lastly, I teach you to rebuild and reshape those muscles through intensity, through the appropriate exercises, and through load and volume. Coupled with the adjustments in your lifestyle and nutrition, you'll be getting your hormones working for you to build muscle and lose fat.
We're also going to teach you how to integrate a healthy nutrition plan by creating positive food habits. We will help you understand what protein sources are best for you, as well as getting the right ratio of carbohydrates, fats, and protein in your diet. Top that off with the right supplements based on your health profile.
So how exactly does our program work? Well, first we take some time to analyze where you are now, both in terms of fitness level, strength, mobility, and overall health. Then we determine what your starting goals should be. And then we break it down into tangible steps and manageable habits. We're going to design an 8-week plan for you, in which we will be delivering to you via email at the start of each week.
As our clients, you will have unlimited access to our demonstration videos that will show you the exercises, as well as the coaching videos which break down proper execution of key movements, and yoga videos that will supplement your program that we've designed specifically for you. Accountability is what's going to make you succeed, because we'll be in touch with you throughout the week via text or email to make sure you're doing the workouts and help you with any questions you have. We also have weekly accountability forms that you'll be filling out so we can make adjustments in your program along the way. And we have private Facebook groups for each of our programs, so that way you get a little social network to get some extra support.
Life goes by fast. If you blink, it might pass you by.
Invest in yourself. Fix nagging injuries. Be the person who can pick up a hobby because they took care of their body. Be the person who can run around with their kids.
Get too small for your current clothes. Be the outlier. Turn heads. Be better.
Don't think that one day in the future you will miraculously have more time or less stress. Don't wait to change your life when it's too late and all you have left is what if.
We only take a certain number of clients each 8-week period. Let us help you. Investing in yourself is the most important thing you can do. No more yo-yo diets, no more endless hours on the treadmill. Create change that will be permanent. Let strength, power, stamina all be adjectives to your life.
Stop coming up with excuses why you can't get back in shape. Get better every day. Do activities that are meaningful, fun, and make you feel athletic. Demand the life you want now. Be who you dreamed of becoming. Are you ready for a playful life?
Do you have strength?
All right, thanks for joining us. We're going to be taking some questions and answers right now. We also have some testimonials from some of our clients that you can read through and see.
All right. Looks like we have a question. Thanks, Robin, for taking care of those testimonials. Hopefully we helped you guys out. Looks like I have a question from someone. She wants to know, she's starting out and what exercises should she begin with? The best exercise that you should begin with are just body weight movements, not having had a chance to take a look at how you move or what your limitations might be. Just some basic body weight movements are great. I think if you start off with a variation of a push-up, you're probably going to get some good development in your upper body, and then some variation of a squat would help you as well. So just a body weight squat. Someone's asking a little bit about a reference for adrenal health, and actually I have a very good one. Having gone through my own adrenal fatigue, at the time, probably 10 years ago when I was going through it, there was very little out there and you're searching everywhere. Actually, I had one endocrinologist tell me that it was because of my my heritage that I wanted to take a nap every day. I guess he was calling me a lazy Mexican right from the beginning, and that cracked me up. But if you go to search Dr. Wilson and adrenal fatigue book, it'll give you a good base and understanding of how important it is to not drain the system and really work on building up your adrenal health. There's lots of information. Now, if you just Google search adrenal fatigue, you can you'll be able to gain knowledge on what we're talking about today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any other questions, you can check out our website. We have offers for our personal training, and as well as a lot of information on our blogs. And it looks like this will be our one of our weekly events at this point. Robin and I really enjoy presenting information for you guys. If you have any input and need information on anything, let us know. We're on Facebook and all the social media, as well as on our website. Give us some information, and we'll be happy to give you some any information that we have and help us know anything we've learned over the past 20 years to help you guys out. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys soon.